Oh boy, it's been a little while since I've done some videos, but you know, the coronavirus has me in, so I figure I just might as well stop and make some videos, and while I'm on my butt here. So we're going back to How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. I was going to go over some more chapters. This is chapter 3. I'm kind of doing these chapters out of order, so apologies for that. Power of perspective. It comes up a lot when you're drawing comics. Cities. It's hard to get away from cities and buildings when you're drawing comics, especially if your character is in a city scape or anything like that. I'll just briefly go over it. Perspective, vitally necessary in making a scene look accurate, making things appear to correctly be placed in the foreground, backward, and the places in between. It isn't easy, but you've got to master it in order to draw a comic strip. We promise to make it simple and as clear as we can. And if it's any consolidation, it's just as tough as for us to explain it as it is for you to learn. I'm okay at perspective. I've taken, you know, drafting. Drafting helps. Taking a basic drafting class, that helps a lot with your perspective. But kind of going over perspective, drawing simple shapes like this, squares, you know, easy stuff. This is 2-point perspective right here. This is 1 point because it's going to that 1 point. That's the vanishing point right there. Everything comes to a peak. And again, I would advise just do light. Do things light. You know, you don't have to go so hard. You're just practicing. You know, 2 vanishing points, right? One right there, one right there. Use a ruler, T-square if you can. But just, you know, measure up the number of inches or centimeters, whatever you're using, so they're the same height on both sides. And then just draw a straight line along the ruler's edge. And I'll go over it in the next page. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And the more you practice, the better off you're going to be. This is eye level. Okay, and this is above eye level down here. Okay, still got the 2 vanishing points. 1, 2. Start off with 1 vanishing point, then when you feel you have that down, graduate to 2 vanishing points. I like this book because Spider-Man's telling you how to approach all these perspectives. Yeah, let me show you an example I have here of the 1-point perspective. This is pretty cool. 1-point perspective. Everything's coming from that on the right and the left. So you could have some characters coming towards you or back. It's rare that you do these in an individual panel. I'd save something like this for a big panel, an establishing shot. Here's an example of, I'll move this down, 2 points, 1, 2, and everything gets bigger the closer it gets to your eye, and it gets smaller. It's what they call a Doppler effect. And same with cars too. 2-point perspective. And Spidey's talking about 3-point. There's point number 1 all the way up there, and then this building right here in the foreground, the points would be off the panel over here and over here, but further out. And it's rare that I do. These are special kind of shots. Again, a kind of an establishing shot. You don't really use them that much unless you have, like, maybe your hero is flying up there or something like that. So yeah, and they did the same for bedroom. 1-point perspective right there, and then down there. Notice the whole thing's kind of like a Kubert square, like an upside down Kubert square. The whole outline of the room. I'll go into that. And yeah, so let me go into the example. So you could practice doing the 1-point perspective. Let me bring this in a little bit. with a cube. So line doesn't have to be perfectly straight. I'll try to, there we go. I'll do a little dot for the 1 point perspective. Alright. And then I'll just kind of bring these down. Kind of like, it looks like a TP. And then I'll do a straight line right there. And then I'll do another straight line right there. Right there. Alright. Angled, angled. Think of Q*bert. For those who don't know who Q*bert is, look it up. He's this weird creature, that orange creature with a big long snout that would jump on to different bricks, and all the brick cubes would look like this. And just Google Q*bert. Okay. So there you go. Now, in a way, I kind of screwed up, because this is more 2 point perspective right there. So the vanishing points would be off in the distance to the right and left. So really, if I wanted to do 1 point perspective, like they had in the book, you want to do this. You just draw the square, and then that goes back along those lines. It's darkening these in a little bit, and then across. That's what they're talking about with the 1 point perspective. Something like that. Okay. So, and in 3 point perspective, they had the building, you know. I'll just do it in a panels shot to make it easier on ourselves. And then over here, they had this vanishing point up here. I believe it was something like something to that effect. And then these would be the windows. And then over here they had like a window, another window. This is very sketchy, by the way. I'm keeping it very loose. Alright, so this would be over here somewhere, and on the other side, and up there. And again, if you wanted some dude to swoop up, superhero, maybe like Superman. Or kind of establishing shot. You know, he'd probably be smaller, but you get the point. You get the point. Let's go back to the book, just to make sure I'm on the right track. Yeah, so this, in this case, the sides of the building are following those lines, those angled lines like that. And then they have another line like that. And if you have another building over there, same thing. It's following to that vanishing point. Okay, so something to play around with. Again, try cubes, try squares, then move on to cylinder objects. You know, there you go. But always good practice. Good practice for me too. You know, See you in the next video.